Okay, so today, hopefully I got this figured out that I can record my video, but I only got 15 minutes done, so I don't have time for chit-chat. What do you want?
No, I just want to see this 15-minute video.
Oh, it's not. I'm making the 15-minute video. So I'm going to post this on the Class Schoology group. If you don't have a Schoology account yet, you should get one and get registered. Because if you are away, Robert, you can watch the video. You can take the class from home.
Technology.
Okay, so I apologize. I was not ready enough yesterday. I was once again taking advantage of that previous teacher who put all the stuff together, and I was not ready at all. So on that assignment, I am not happy with that assignment. I spent way too much time on that front page. Big waste of time in my mind. But anyways, let's talk more about buying cars, shall we? Okay, so you should have this booklet already, right? It's the big giant booklet that you got yesterday. Find the point where it says trade-in. It should be right about where we left off. You would find them over there. If you have a trade-in, if you have an old car that you want to get rid of, it doesn't even have to be old, just your current car. You can trade in at the dealership to get some money towards your new car. I think everybody knows about trade-ins. The price that you get for your old car will usually be less than what you could get for selling it privately. So like if I wanted to sell my 2003 Ford Explorer Sport Track, I could probably get maybe $4,000 for it. Maybe 4 or 5, something like that. It's only got 130,000 kilometers, maybe 140. Okay? But if I go to trade it in, what are they going to give me for it? Maybe $1,000. How come?
Because as soon as you drive it off the lot, it loses.
No. I'm talking about trading in my old car.
Oh, because they trying to make some.
Yeah, well, they're in the business of making money, right? They got to safety it, clean it up. Like if I sell it privately, I can just say as is, man. Dirty floor mats, the way you go, right? But if Kelleher Ford's going to take in my Ford Explorer, they're going to clean it up. They're going to do a safety. They're also going to probably replace some things on it, right? Do some work on it. So they got to take care of that as well. Trading in a car is way more convenient. You just toss them the keys and they give you the money and that's it, right? It's a bit of a pain in the butt to sell your old car. But important to note, the trade-in value is subtracted from the price of the car before the tax is calculated. So make sure you do that. Okay? Trade-in value is subtracted from the price of the car before the tax is calculated. Okay, so here's example number 1. Nate, from the previous example, wants to buy a new Mustang. The sticker price for the car is $27,000. We talked yesterday about base price and sticker price. Nate has an old car that's worth $4,000 in trade-in value. The new Mustang will have air conditioning. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Determine and Nate will have to pay, including tax, for the Mustang. So what would we do here? We would take that $27,000. You guys have a spot there to, right? So it'd be $27,089, and we would subtract the $4,000 trade-in, and that would be $23,089. And then you got to do that tax stuff. And here's the sucky part, right, that we learned about yesterday. You got to take it and multiply by 0.05, and you got to multiply by 0.08. You got to separate the taxes now. Chris, do you know where you are in the booklet there? Yeah, okay. 23,089 times 0.05. I get. I'm going to make this smaller. There we go. 1,154.45, and then 23,089 times 0.08. $1,847.12, and then add that on to that sticker price, 23,089, right? Wait. Get much on you? 26,090.57. I'll pause. How are you going to pay for this car? Options, pay in cash. And when they say pay in cash, they don't mean like, that kind of thing, right? They don't mean like with $20 bills. What they mean is write a check, right? Or you might actually, if you've got a big time credit card, you might be able to put it on your credit card. That would be, you would be financing it through your credit card company. Not advised. How come? Well, yeah, it's debt. It would be no more than if you financed it through the bank. But the big difference is that if you get the loan from the bank, you're looking at maybe 5 or 6%. Credit card companies, what do they charge for interest? Anybody know? Try like 20 and 22%.
That's where I got, yeah.
Yeah, so do not, if you're buying a car with a credit card, what you do is you get a bank loan to pay off your credit card statement. Okay, do not carry debt on your credit card. The other ways are to finance it, which means a loan, either from the dealer will loan you money, or the bank will loan you money. Generally, in my experience, I found that the banks are easier to deal with and you can get a better rate. And it's also, if there's a problem, you can renegotiate with the bank, right? It's your bank, you work with them. Generally, you're not going to get as good a rate from the car dealer. A lease, and we will talk about that as well, and future value financing. Okay, we're going to talk about leasing right away here. Just stay with me here. When you purchase a vehicle with a loan, a financial institution pays the selling dealer on your behalf. So if you get a loan through the Royal Bank or CIBC or whoever you deal with, credit union, right? They send a cash payment to the dealer and then you owe the bank. In return, you agree to pay back the money borrowed over a specified period of time, typically up to 5 years. Not like a house that might be 25 years. How come it's much less time?
Well, the price of a car is nowhere near.
Exactly. The price of a car is substantially less than the price of a house. The financial institution will charge you interest on the money that's borrowed, and if you have a down payment, you reduce the amount you have to borrow. And just like with houses, the bigger the down payment, the less you have to pay.
When you think about it, if you buy a truck, you're pretty well paying.
Right,
You know.
Cummins diesel is $95,000.
Yep.
To buy a house with that.
Yep.
Yeah, you buy a house.
The lowest price house we found in town was 23, wasn't it? Yeah.
You can buy yourself like 2 houses
Well,
with all the diesel you're buying, and then, you know.
Well, I think diesel's not that expensive.
Isn't diesel more than gas right now?
Maybe right now.
Yeah.
But when summer hits, it goes down. Diesel's usually cheaper.
Okay, monthly payments. You pay back a loan with monthly payments, just like house payments, right? The payment depends on how much you borrowed, how long you take to pay it back, and how much interest the bank will charge. Try to get the lowest rate possible. Don't be afraid to say to your bank, you know what? I think I might go across the street. I might go see the credit union and see what they can do. And right away, suddenly, maybe that interest rate might drop 0.5%. Don't ever be afraid to walk away. The same thing is true at the car dealership, right? As soon as you start to walk away, what happens?
Oh, okay, I'll give you a better deal. Come on back here.
Exactly. Just like the guy selling me the genuine fake Rolex in Greece. I told you that story, right?
No. Was it a nice Rolex?
No, it was a fake Rolex. It said genuine fake Rolexes. It was 300 euros, and right away he discounted it to 150 for me. And then says, maybe 100 euro for you, sir. Like, I didn't even have to say a word. He'd already dropped it. 60%. You can calculate the amount of monthly payment using the payment table handout that I think I gave you yesterday. Note that the table gives you the payment per 1,000. And I think I've got a better one for you that I'm going to hand out as well. Okay, so for example, Nate's Mustang will cost him $25,968.68. He has saved $6,000 as a down payment. The dealership offers him an interest rate of 3% for 60 months. How much does Nate need to borrow? Now, I'm not sure if we put the tax on there. Just for the sake of brevity, of being quick, I'm going to ignore taxes, okay? So we don't have to do that step. Is that okay? Just so that it doesn't take near as long. Okay, so I'm going to take the 25,969.68, and I'm going to subtract 6,000. You should add the tax on first, but I'm going to just ignore that just to speed things up here. 198.59.68. Okay, so that's going to be our principal amount that we have to borrow. Principal.
Howdy.
Now, can you find that table that I gave you yesterday?
Right on the $25,859.
Yeah, it's just 850.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go.
I mean, it's not much of a
Oh yeah,
difference.
mine does too.
It's like.
Mine does too.
Oh.
25,859. Okay.
Thought I'd save it before it got a little
25. Yeah.
messy.
25,859. So that's going to be. Oh, it's still this number here.
Yeah, it's still.
Okay, I had this number right. Yeah. Okay.
It's 2 depreciations on it.
Okay. So with that table from yesterday, you're going to take the 19,859.68. You always divide by 1,000 because that's how much it's based on. And you're going to multiply by. Now you have to find the value on the table for 3%, 60 months. Does that table go to 3%? It doesn't, does it?
Oh, no.
So we have the table now. So we're at 3% for 60 months. Now you will note that this table, it's listed in months rather than years. If you want to, Justice, it wouldn't hurt to write across the top, like 12 months is obviously 1 year, 24 months is 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. If you're putting your car over 7 years, you're going to be paying a lot of interest. A lot of interest. Okay, Justice and Lane, seriously. You're distracting me. Okay? Please. There'll be time for chit-chat later. 3%, 60 months. I see 1797. Is that what you guys see?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So when you work that out, you should get a payment of $356.88. Remember that we omitted the taxes to make things go quick. Let's talk about leasing. What do you guys think? What do you know about leasing? Usually there's a few people with some opinions.
I don't know, it's just not the way to go.
Oh yeah? Fair enough. Yeah. Leasing was quite popular. Kind of came out, I'm going to say about maybe 15, maybe even 20 years ago now.
Yeah,
It was-
I would think so.
It was really popular for a while. Everybody was doing it, right? I resisted the urge. You can usually get a pretty good deal on a used off-lease car because the dealership's trying to load it, right? So a lease is when you pay the dealership to use a vehicle for a period of time. It's really like renting. I don't really know what the difference between rent and lease is. Okay? But it's really a type of rent. Your payments cover the vehicle's depreciation over that time. Okay, what does depreciation mean? Decrease in value. It loses value. Cars lose value. As soon as you drive that brand new diesel Hemi off the lot that's worth 95, says Bodie, it's suddenly worth maybe 70. You lose an incredible amount of value as soon as you start it up and drive off the lot. Enjoy that ride home because it just cost you 20 grand. Okay? That's what depreciation is. Houses tend to go the opposite. Houses tend to go up. They tend to appreciate. Why is that, do you think?
That's because houses can last a lot longer than a vehicle
Houses can last a lot longer, and to rebuild, it costs,
Takes a lot
right?
more.
Right, exactly. So houses tend to appreciate. They don't have to, though. There are some places like Vancouver where the houses are sky high and people are worried that there's going to be what they call a crash or a bubble and that the homes will lose value. Okay, I see I'm almost out of time here. This amount is less than the full purchase price, so the payments can be less. This is what people like about leases, is that you can make less for payments. The issue is, in 3 years, as Bodie pointed out, you don't own the car anymore. Right? You've just sort of rented a car. You agree to maintain the car during the lease and only drive the number of kilometers specified. It's usually 25,000 per year, roughly. Okay, so you've got that much to work with. If you go over, you pay. If you go under, well, tough luck for you. You've already paid for that. What's going to happen when this stops here?